Welcome to today's message on key takeaways for a transformed life. Let's dive into how we can reflect Jesus' love, humility, and compassion in our daily lives. You see, when we truly invite Jesus into our hearts, it's not just a one-time event. It's the beginning of a beautiful transformation and ongoing journey of becoming more like Him. And as we grow in our faith, we'll find that our lives start to reflect His love, His grace, and His compassion in everything we do. Today, let's open our hearts and minds to the transformative power of Jesus' teachings. You know, real change starts on the inside. It's about transforming our hearts and letting that transformation flow outward into our actions. When we look at Matthew chapter 5, verses 3 to 10, we see these beautiful beatitudes, these blessings that Jesus pronounced. He talked about the poor in spirit, those who mourn, the meek, those who hunger and thirst for righteousness. These aren't just nice words, they're powerful principles for living a transformed life. It's about having a heart that's humble, a heart that seeks after God, a heart that's full of compassion for others. And as our hearts change, our actions follow. We start to demonstrate that transformation in the little things, in the way we treat others, in the way we respond to challenges, in the way we live our lives. It's about letting that light shine, letting the world see Jesus in us. Jesus' life was the perfect example of humility, love, and obedience. He didn't come to be served, but to serve. He washed the feet of His disciples, a task reserved for the lowliest servant. Can you imagine the Son of God humbling Himself in such a way? But that's the kind of love He demonstrated, a love that's selfless, a love that puts others first. And He calls us to do the same, to love one another as He has loved us. In John chapter 13, verse 34, Jesus gives us a new commandment: love one another. As I have loved you, so you must love one another. Think about that for a moment. Let those words sink in. We're called to love like Jesus loved, with a love that's unconditional, a love that forgives, a love that's truly transformative. Chapter 3. Serving with a humble heart. When we think about Jesus' birth, it wasn't in a palace surrounded by riches and royalty. No, He was born in a humble manger, the King of Kings laid in a feeding trough for animals. He came to identify with the marginalized, the overlooked, the least of these. And you know, throughout His ministry, He reached out to the poor, the sick, the outcast. He saw their needs, and He met them with compassion. In Luke chapter 4, verse 18, Jesus reads